Hi there, welcome to English class. In previous lessons we have been discussing a lot about jobs, so it's time that we start describing them. Today's lesson is describing jobs and occupations. Please write the title of the lesson. Our objective today is to recognize ways to describe jobs and occupations. Remember to take notes. Today, we are starting our lesson with an activity. So, click the link in the description of this video to access. Do not pause the video yet. I'm going to give you the instructions right now. Let's read and listen to this text and complete the activity. Vamos a leer y escuchar este texto y completar unas actividades que aparecen en el link que les dejé en la descripción. Es un formulario de Google, igual como hemos estado trabajando las últimas clases. Si ustedes tienen preguntas con la actividad, me pueden enviar un mensaje o algún correo y yo les voy a explicar con más detalles. Aunque igual las instrucciones salen en el documento que les dejo en Google Drive, que ahí están las instrucciones para toda la clase. Bueno, cuando ustedes completen estas actividades, no van a cerrar Google Forms, sino que van a volver al video porque vamos a ver un contenido y después de que vean ese contenido van a continuar haciendo otra actividad en el mismo formulario. Al apretar siguiente o next, no sé si les va a salir en español o en inglés, depende de su configuración, van a completar lo que sigue. Okay, so now please read. I'm gonna give you guys the time to read and then come back to the video.
Unit 2, Track 18, 2 outdoor jobs.
Andrew Johnson, engineer. Andrew, 30, is an engineer. He comes from New Zealand, but now he lives in Scotland. He works on an oil rig 440 kilometers from the coast of Aberdeen. He works 12 hours a day for 2 weeks, and then he has 2 weeks off. He earns £200 a day. In his free time, he goes to the gym and plays pool. He isn't married.
Claudia Luke, zoologist. Claudia, 54, is American. She lives in California, and she's a zoologist. She is the director of 3 research stations at Sonoma State University, where she teaches and researches. Claudia studies animals, such as snakes and mice, in their natural environment. She loves her job, and especially likes working in the mountains on the coast of California. Claudia is married to Chris. Chris is an oceanographer, so he studies the oceans. In her free time, she goes cycling and walks her dog, Luna. She earns about $75,000 a year.
Now that you're back from the activity, we're going to look at these sentences that were taken from the video. I mean, the text. Claudia is a zoologist. She studies animals such as snakes and mice in their natural environment. Then we have Andrew is an engineer. He works 12 hours a day for 2 weeks. If we look at the meaning of these sentences, we can discover that these sentences are describing professions and occupations. Which ones? Zoologist and engineer. And these descriptions include facts and habits. The first one, it's a fact because it's saying that the zoologist studies animals. And the second one is a habit because it's saying that the engineer works 12 hours a day for 2 weeks. Entonces la primera oración está expresando un hecho porque dice que el zoólogo estudia animales y la segunda un hábito porque dice que el ingeniero trabaja 12 horas al día por 2 semanas. Clear so far? I hope so. If you have questions or concern or you feel that you are not understanding, please send me an email. I'm going to explain you again if I need to. So that's the idea. How can we communicate facts and habits? Easy. With present simple, we can communicate habits and facts. Actually, using present simple is very simple. Look at these sentences. They are actors. They work at the theater. He is an actor. He works at the theater. What's the difference between these sentences? Well, I mean, we know that these sentences are referring to different subjects, because in the first one they're talking about they, and the second one they're talking about he. They work and he works. But the big difference, la gran diferencia que hay en estas oraciones es the S, la S que tiene el verbo en la segunda oración. ¿Por qué será? Vamos a ver. We add an S to verbs when we use the third person singular. Entonces, cuando el sujeto de nuestra oración es tercera persona singular, vamos a agregarle una S al verbo. Como está el ejemplo acá, dice, the doctor writes many prescriptions. Who is our subject? The doctor. What is the pronoun that replaces that subject? Third person singular, she. That's why the verb needs to have an S at the end, because it's a must, it's a rule. In the contrary, the sentence, the doctors write many prescriptions, doesn't need an S in the verb. Why? Because they're talking about they, the doctors. So it's not third person singular. Make sense? Here's another example. The astronauts travel to space twice a year. In that sentence, it's correct because we are talking about the astronauts. What's the pronoun that replaces the astronauts? They. So it's not third person singular. Hence, it doesn't need an S. No necesita una S el verbo porque no es tercera persona singular nuestro sujeto. Es los astronautas, lo cual es reemplazado por ¿qué pronombre personal? Ellos. Entonces no es tercera persona singular porque ellos es tercera persona plural. And here we have the astronaut travels to space twice a year. El astronauta viaja al espacio 2 veces al año. Aquí sí debe llevar la S porque estamos hablando de el astronauta. So he is the pronoun that replaces the astronaut. Let's have a look to another sentence. I teach English. I teach English. That's me right there, right? So I'm saying that I teach English. And that verb in green doesn't need an S either. Why not? Because the person that is speaking is me, is I. Is first person singular, not third. Es primera persona singular, no tercera. Entonces no necesita S. Pero si yo hablara de, for example, she teaches English, it's going to need an S. But look at this, it's different. We are going to learn why later in this video. Then we have, we fly airplanes to different places. Who is the person who is talking? Who is the person who is flying? Here is more than one person actually. It's we, nosotros. So the verb doesn't need an S either because the person that is speaking is we, ellos. And he flies airplanes to different places. In this case, yes, because he is third person singular. Why are the verbs changing? Si se fijan, en la primera dice travels, en la segunda dice teaches. Here, travels, teaches, flies. Why? ¿Por qué cambiará? Ahora lo vamos a ver. Because there are some rules that we need to follow. The rule that we already knew, esta regla que ya sabíamos, decía add an S to the verbs in simple present. Reads, plays, sings. Easy, we already knew that. Add ES to the verbs that ends with these letters. Entonces agrega ES a los verbos que terminan con estas palabras. For example, fix, fixes, wash, washes, watch, watches, mix, mixes, guess, guesses. Todos estos verbos ustedes tienen que manejarlos. Si no saben lo que significan, los buscan inmediatamente en el diccionario y escriben su significado. Son acciones, recordemos que los verbos son acciones. Hay excepciones también a esta regla, como go, que el verbo ir se le pone es, aunque no termine con esas palabras, o el verbo do, que también se le agrega s y queda does. Esas son las únicas dos excepciones. Y la tercera regla es change the final y to ies to the verbs that end in consonant plus y. Entonces los verbos que terminen en consonante más y, se les saca la y y se pone ies. Como por ejemplo aquí. Study, studies. Cry, cries. Fly, flies. Worry, worries. Try, tries. Now that you know that, it's time to practice. So continue in the next section of the form. Si hay dudas con respecto a lo anterior, me pueden preguntar si es que no entienden muy bien. Traté de explicarlo bien en español para que no tuvieran mayores confusiones. So, it's time to practice. And once you finish, send me the activity, and that's all for today. Remember to stay home and eat healthy. And see you next Friday. Have a good weekend.